Hey, just popping in with a bit of a disclaimer before the start of this episode. If you haven't noticed, over the last month we've been banking up episodes because I went interstate for a little over a week and Zach's currently in the process of moving out of the home he's currently in, so we've been a little bit busy, so we thought we'd bank episodes up, and this was one we banked up. We had it all ready to go a couple weeks ago before we then noticed that the audio was completely unusable. So just the other day we got together, we recorded the episode you're about to hear, and the audio was a little bit better, but it's still not great. Turns out when you're moving out and you remove a lot of the stuff from the house, it becomes very echoey. So if you notice a bit of a change in audio quality, that's the reason why. It'll be completely gone for the Halloween special, which is out on Wednesday, and then for episode 44 as well, we are going back to the old studio that we used a couple episodes ago. So we're going back to that very, very soon on Wednesday. Again, sorry for the not so great audio quality, but hope you enjoyed the episode, and yeah, we'll see you on Wednesday for a spooky bonus episode. But first, this is Road to Wellville, which is also kind of spooky. Zach, when I say think of a man who made very famous food and he had grey hair and a grey beard, who do you immediately think of?
KFC, Colonel Sanders.
You're wrong. Who else do you think of? Second pick.
Santa. Wait, no, he makes
doesn't
toys,
make food. What's
well,
wrong?
Candy canes.
Did he make that though?
No. I got nothing. I don't know.
How about Dr Kellogg?
Dr. Kellogg.
Was a
that
white
intro
man.
got way better the second time.
What? We haven't done this before.
Yeah.
It's Oldie but a Goodie.
Yay.
This podcast, we watch films from 1994 in the order they came out in. Hey, it's the end of October. This film came out end of October in 94.
Yes.
We're here to give you spoilers, lots of spoilers, and full synopsis so you don't have to watch the movie. And then we'll rate it an Oldie or a Goodie.
Yes.
My name is Sanjo. That is Zach.
Yes.
We totally haven't done this before.
Yes.
The recording definitely worked the first time we did this episode.
Yep. And that's why that intro was so much better now than it was a week ago.
It was a week ago.
Fun fact, I love this movie. It was a great movie.
Whoa.
It was fantastic.
What a twist.
Yeah. It's actually, my opinion has improved.
Really?
Now that I've forgotten most of it.
You don't hate it now?
No, I do.
Oh.
I figured out what I don't like about it. It reminds me of the prequels.
The Star Wars prequels?
Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically, number 2.
Number 2 is my favorite of the prequels.
Yes.
Because it's so bad.
Yes.
It's so funny.
But it reminded me of that because I love that movie because of Ian McGregor.
Oh, yeah.
And I love this movie by the actor who plays Dr. Kellogg.
We'll get to it in a second. Yeah, he is good. He's really good. I like the whole cast. I think they're all good.
No. But in both these movies, I like that character and none of the other ones.
Yeah.
And so any scene that they're in, I really enjoy. Any scene they're not in, I don't enjoy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That summarized the entirety of both those movies.
So you enjoyed 40% of this movie?
Yes, correct.
Cool. All right.
Which is not a majority, therefore it is a bad.
I think this film is good. I liked it.
Yep.
It's very silly and ridiculous.
Yes,
and
which I
it's
liked.
got good performances, and it's very absurd and creepy at times. Okay, there were 3 other options I had for this week. One was Silent Fall. It's a young kid, he sees his parents killed and he's like, oh no, what am I gonna do?
Fight crime as a bat.
I can't confirm, but yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's probably it. There was Squanto, A Warrior's Tale, which is just a classic Disney adventure film, very loosely based off, some real Native Americans, and then it completely just misses the point.
Yep. Just like every other movie they've done revolving around Native Americans.
Good on you, Disney. And then there was Stargate, which is the film that started the TV show.
Yes.
Alright, we'll quickly go through some info for it. It was released October 28th in 94. It's based off a book that came out in 93. So they rushed this out.
Yeah.
They saw the book was getting released and went, we're making a movie.
Yes. No one has ever done a rushed job.
No.
For when a movie was released or vice versa.
It's definitely not happening for Hunger Games 4 right now.
Yes.
They're definitely not got an early transcript of the book and are writing the script around it.
No. Oh, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it could be
fantastic.
It could be good.
It's not.
It won't be. The last two were bad.
Yeah.
1 and 2 were good. Mockingjay sucks. To be fair, the book of Mockingjay sucks as well.
Whoa.
So,
A
lot of people agree with that.
Controversial opinions.
It's not a Hunger Games book. It's the one where they're like, hey, it's a civil war and we're not going to do anything but stay in a bunker and cry about how sad we are.
Right.
And also there's zombies?
I don't remember the zombie part.
This film was written and directed by Alan Parker. He's done everything from like prison movies, which we like. He did one called Midnight Express. He also directed Pink Floyd's The Wall, which I saw a vinyl for the other day for $200.
Did you go to the window? To the wall? To the window? To the wall?
And I'm just going to ignore that all happened. Cut it out, probably. The cast members, we got Anthony Hopkins as John Harvey Kellogg.
Yes,
he's
very good.
Yes.
Very good. Thoroughly enjoyed his character.
Was he good, though?
Yes.
Or was he just Anthony Hopkins having fun?
Yes, which I 100% best character, and like you could feel his enjoyment of the character in the way he portrayed it, and I think that was good.
You could also feel the saliva moving around his two fake teeth.
That only improved it for me, Sandro. I don't know why you don't like that.
I didn't hate it. I was just
That's part of his character, is he just has these big buck teeth,
true.
and it makes it harder for him to talk because of these giant buck teeth he has.
It was pretty funny.
It was great.
He was good. I liked when he would go off on rampages about just being the character he is, which is a very old-fashioned guy.
Yeah.
But I liked that Anthony Hopkins played it in a way that the actor knew that it was ridiculous, but the character didn't.
Yes.
And he found a good middle ground between making fun of himself and being serious.
Yes, exactly. It was brilliant. I thought it was really good. And I liked at the end where he was like, I am the fittest human in existence. I can never die.
Immediately dies.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that was really fun. You got Matthew Broderick playing William Lightbody. Of course, he's Ferris Bueller, also Simba in Lion King, and the live-action Inspector Gadget film, which we spent 4 minutes talking about in the last time we recorded this episode.
Oh, right, yeah. I remember one scene, and I believe I told you, which was the scene where Inspector Gadget is shooting toothpaste everywhere. I remember liking it as a child.
Really?
But that's the only scene I remember from the film, which probably means it was garbage.
Oh, it's not a good film. I think the sequel is better.
Huh.
I can't remember why, but I used to think that.
Yes, and I remember there was a car that talked.
You also got Bridget Fonda playing William's wife, Eleanor Lightbody. I was going through some Tarantino films over the weekend. She's in Jackie Brown, his third one after Pulp Fiction. Really good in that. She's also in Godfather 3, Lake Placid, done heaps of stuff, but hasn't done any work since a TV movie in 2002, so she's been a bit quiet recently.
Right.
And then John Cusack is Charles Austenine, a very fictional character who does a lot of real things.
Yes.
Like he starts coke?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
And not the drug.
No.
The drink.
Well,
Coca-Cola.
both, because it's back then. It's both,
right, yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
I actually don't know the history of coke that well.
No, that's a funny goof.
He was in the film that was one of your choices last week, Bullets Over Broadway, but you didn't choose it because it was a Woody Allen movie.
Yep.
But he's in that, so good on him. Then there is Michael Lerner, who was also in last week's movie as well, Radioland Murders. He played Good Lou Bender. I like it because his name is Bender, and he's always on a bender.
Yep.
Just like how in last week he played this Lieutenant Cross. Lieutenant
who was cross.
He was always cross.
Yeah. No, he's good. He's in like every film around this time, and he's real good.
He's very silly in this one. And finally, Dana Carvey is George Kellogg. He's from Wayne's World. His character said daddy a lot. I liked it.
No, I hated it. I really, really hated his character. I wish they, I like the fact that, the child actor and him as an actor were completely different characters, which annoyed me. They didn't link them up very well.
Yeah, the flashbacks.
I liked the flashbacks. I thought it was cool. It's just this one kid that really hated Kellogg's or something and caused him grief.
Yeah, that was good.
We're supposed to feel some sort of empathy for this kid. but the character that he turns into later on is nothing like the kid and not empathetic at all, except they try and make you feel empathetic for this very clearly unempathetic character, which is dumb.
It does feel like they're two separate characters. I do agree with that.
Yeah, and that was a big downer for me, because I feel like if they just made that character more endearing, I would have liked the film a bit more.
I found the character endearing only because I like the actor.
Yep.
So I think if it was a different actor who I just didn't know anything about, I would have been like, this sucks.
Yes.
But because it was Dana Carvey, I don't mind this.
This sucks. That was me.
Oh well, that's fair. And a lot of people agreed with you. This film's got 41% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's exactly what I would give it.
Yeah, fair.
That's to the T what I would give it. I told you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You said like 41%. That's all I enjoyed out of it.
Interesting.
And that was every scene with Dr. Kellogg's in it.
I think the audience hated it more than you. C- on Cinema Score. Yeah. That's very low for Cinema Score.
I would have given this a B-.
Interesting. A lot of people were like, hey, the story's a mess. Yep. What's going on here?
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. It's completely true.
100% true.
It cost them $25 million to make. What do you think it made, even though you already know? You probably forgot though.
No, I've forgotten. So, but I think I remember it was bad. So
yeah,
it was like 15,
it didn't do well. Nah.
7.
Yes.
7?
Yes.
That was
7 million. Yeah. It starts in 1910s, in that period of time. Oh, and it opens with a scene that instantly sets the tone. There's a bunch of people and they're holding their stomachs.
Yeah.
And they're breathing in deeply.
Yep.
And then some very happy music starts to play.
Yeah.
And what do they do, Zach?
They start just going ha 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 ha. Yeah. They just start laughing in unison.
That's creepy.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting note to go on. I thought it was a cult movie. Possibly. It was a very culty start.
It was a very culty start.
Which, to be fair, it is a sort of culty movie. It's one of the three stories is like, this is a health cult.
It's a health cult.
Yeah.
Well, the definition of a cult is it's a group of people following one person who's got questionable beliefs.
Yes.
And this is a cult.
Yeah, this is definitely a cult. Because of Dr. Kellogg's interesting beliefs.
I mean, in many ways, if you applied that to other groups, everything is a cult.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got questionable beliefs. Aside from us, everyone listening to this, you are not in a cult.
You are in a cult.
All right.
My questionable belief is that we are a cult.
Oh. And that somehow makes us a cult.
Exactly.
And then we see that, and then it opens, and Kellogg is on like this exercise mill.
Yeah.
Talking.
Is this the one where he has to pull the things and it slowly turns him around? I love that one. I love all his weird invention stuff. It's great. The props of this movie are fantastic.
The props are incredible, especially like the water-based ones are really cool. Yeah. But he's talking
about...
There's
a pit of oatmeal at some point, and I'm like, why? Why did you spend money on making a pit of oatmeal?
The original Mr. Beast.
Yeah, like, they like... This cost $25 million? Like...
$1 million worth of oatmeal.
They spent like... 15 mil on the props alone.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Or like 10 mil or whatever. But like the props are really cool in this movie, which is a big plus for me. But what's with the pit of oatmeal? Anyway.
No, I'm a fan. I like it.
No.
Kellogg, he's talking to reporters and he's like, one should never interrupt one's desire to defecate.
Yes.
He's a big fan of cleansing.
Yes, we get a lot of references to the bowels throughout this movie.
Bowels.
Any bowels, but mostly his bowels.
Mostly his. One would say he likes his bowels.
Yep.
He's quite happy about their condition.
Yeah. No, he is the peak of physical health.
And he will not die at the end of this movie.
Yes.
He also is like, meat, no good. Don't like sex either, unless you have making babies. Also smoking. Don't do that.
No. Sex is fine. It just will kill you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's only a certain amount of fluids in you. When you run out, you die. So honestly, you gotta be careful.
What? Yeah. So basically, he's like, I created cornflakes, stop people from masturbating.
Yep.
And it's true.
It's to save their lives.
It's true. It's to save their lives.
Yeah.
What a weird man.
Yeah. That is a true fact that he made Kellogg's to save the world. And so far...
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I like cornflakes.
Cornflakes is the only way to save yourself from masturbation.
What about their other cereals, like Special K?
Probably. I think it helps, but not as much as a cornflakes. Cornflakes is the pure...
How many cornflakes should I have a day?
At least 5.
Okay. That's good, because one packet will last you a while.
Yeah. If you eat exactly 5.
Alright, let's get back to the movie.
There's some things that happen.
Yeah, like Will and Eleanor, they're on a train.
Yes, and he can only eat toast and water.
Oh yeah, there's a quote where a waitress is like, what do you want for your dinner? He's like, I'll have toast and water. Oh, how would you like that? Toasted, dry, on a plate.
Yep. You could have just said toast, please.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. They meet the other guy.
Yeah, Cusack. And he's like, I'm going to Battle Creek, the same area you're going to, because I'm going to start a cereal business. Get in on that cereal cash.
Fun fact, it goes poorly.
What a spoiler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although it's such a weird... His storyline is so weird. I get what they were going for with it. The whole, like... He's trying to start up this company, but he gets screwed over by his partner at every turn.
It's a very, 90s sort of thing,
yeah. But then he just randomly gets away with all of it, and then starts Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. So that just happens. That's his,
pretty much does. Gets arrested at some point.
Well, yeah, he gets arrested, but then because of the end climax, nothing happens from it, and then he just goes and starts another company. It's a weird storyline.
Yeah,
I like what they were going with it. I just don't think the execution was perfect.
Oh yeah, no, I do agree. It was a bit of a messy section. Yeah. Again, maybe if this film was done in segments, like we saw each character's journey separately in one long go, that could have been better. But yeah, whatever.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, a bit more like Pulp Fiction. Yeah,
maybe. Anyway, the light bodies arrive at the Battle Creek Sanitarium, and just as they arrive, there's a dirty boy. His name's Georgie. He's talking to Kellogg and is like, "Give me money, Dad."
No. Give me money, Daddy.
Oh yeah, he says "Daddy" a lot.
Yeah.
An awful lot.
Yeah, remember how you liked that and I hated that?
Give us a cuddle, Daddy.
Oh, that's a direct quote.
It is. I've seen a lot of movies with that word. Like, I've been going through the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise because we're doing that for a bonus episode. We'll talk more about it at the end of the episode. But there's people say "Daddy" all the time in that franchise as well.
Well, the internet has ruined that
it's
now.
Just a peak of... It's just like a bottomless pit of Daddy. You dive in.
Let's not talk.
It's very dank.
So he gives his random dirty child some money.
Yep. And he's like, "Thank you, Daddy."
Yep, that's all he wants. He's like a layabout who's just trying to blackmail his father into getting money.
Yeah.
Which would be cool if the character was endearing, but he's not.
No.
He's just kind of a creep.
But also, Kellogg is not a very good person. Well, no, he's fine. He believes in what he's doing. Good on him.
Yeah, no, he has very strong beliefs and he acts on them.
The problem is that he may be hurting people. That's where I draw the line.
No. I don't think he's a good person.
No.
But you get what his character's about, which is, I don't think he's a good person, but he's not meant to be.
Exactly.
The movie doesn't make him out to be this, where they try and make this unendearing character endearing in some sort of way, and it's just not good.
It's very annoying. That's true. So he gives the guy money. George leaves. He goes over to the light bodies and is like, "Oh, William, you are sick. You are a very sick man. I'm going to have to give you a room and do some experiments and treatments and try to cure you."
Yes, and he's like, what? But we didn't even say anything. And he's like, "Yes, I can tell you're just very sick."
So we'll go through this now. The reason they're there is because William and Eleanor had a kid.
Yes.
Kid died.
Yes.
William got drunk.
Yes.
Eleanor was like, "I don't like you coming home drunk.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a treatment to try and stop you from getting drunk."
She learned about this treatment, and it worked.
Except...
Because it got addicted to opium.
Yep, the treatment was opium.
Yes.
And she didn't know, and she got him addicted to opium, and that was why he's not eating, and that's why they go into this place.
Yes, so that he can be cured of the opium addiction.
Which he is.
Yeah, it's...
By getting drunk again.
Yes.
We never get an explanation for this next scene. So Will's taken to his room, he's in the elevator.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then he just imagines...
So they can put nudity in their film.
Yeah, he just imagines the nurse naked.
Yes.
And we just see
we
it.
get a lot of nudity during this film.
There's a lot. And it's pretty even throughout the film.
Yes.
A good diversity of the various
bums
right,
yes,
that
you were upset at first because you felt it was very one-sided.
It was very one-sided at first.
There was a lot of nude ladies. Where's my nude man butt? But you did not have to wait too long before you saw that.
This film really was ahead of its time in that way.
Yeah. Got to get those chunky men boys up in here.
So many butts.
Yeah.
Why is he imagining various people? Because it's never explained.
No.
It's only there for the sake of it being there.
Yes. Yeah, it's literally there for the sake of being there.
Yep.
I feel like it detracts from the film because they don't explain. It's one of those things that makes the story more messy than it needed to be.
It did give the film a certain quirk, though.
Oh, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
And it helps with the comedy aspect, but not with the story aspect.
Definitely.
And the story aspect was all needed the most repair. The comedy was good, the story was not. And it was just, yeah.
That's very true. Okay, there's a whole thing with John Cusack's character, and he's like, hey, guy that I invested with, guy from Radioland Murders with the facial hair.
Yes.
Hey, you, did you buy a factory? And he's like, no, I didn't buy a factory, because I spent the money on cereal boxes.
And I think this should have been the first and final red flag to not work with him. But I like his character is just like, he's this con man.
Oh, yeah.
Who's ripping off this kid who wants to build this factory.
Yeah, he's a good con man.
And he's managing to convince him to still work with him this entire time. I wish there was like that one scene where it's like, it's a picture of him with a plaque thing in a jail. Like he's in like a picture of him in jail. It's
we never really got any closure on his character.
He runs away near the end of the film and is never seen again. So we don't see his comeuppance.
Yep.
And I feel like that would have been a nice thing to know, or at least like maybe not comeuppance, but what happened to him. Because he's an important character, and everyone else gets closure except like him, pretty much.
So Eleanor goes on a bike ride with her friend Beverly.
Yep.
Now Beverly quite likes a bike.
Yeah, I hated Beverly as a character. I thought she was dumb and stupid. I get it was for the comedy, but I didn't find her very funny.
I laughed a lot. I thought she was pretty funny. I was a fan.
Okay, well there you go. So
because she's like, I like the way the bike rumbles. And she continues to be this sort of character.
Yeah, she's very sexually creepy the whole time.
And I will say I didn't like Eleanor's story.
Yes.
Because it was nothing, and they didn't give it any time to be interesting. It was just like, she's off having her own adventures and discovering herself as
sexuality.
Yeah, and it's like, okay.
Yes. And I guess I didn't like her story, which is why I didn't like the characters in it.
Yeah. While we're on the subject as well of John Cusack from just before, he then goes out to lunch.
Yes.
With the investor guy, and is like, hey, how about we enlist our good friend George here? Because George shows up, looking dirty as always.
Yes, he's a bum.
And they're like, if we get him as a partner in the business, we can use the name Kellogg to boost sales of our product.
They recruit this kid, then they try and make Kellogg's. They try and make some cereal.
They make 24 batches of cornflakes.
Because they try and rip off the recipe for the cereal.
And they try all these different...
bribing this stable hand to brew it for them. But the stable hand does not remember the recipe.
The stable man is also not smart.
No, he is very dumb. And so he makes 24 batches of the stuff.
And they go through all of them, and they all are just the worst.
Yes. They are all bad.
They're so bad that pigs won't even eat them.
Yes.
Because at one point they're like, why don't we just bag this up and sell it as pig food? And they're like, the pigs won't even eat it.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Can't do that. I thought that was pretty fun. But,
so that was pretty good.
Alright, this next part is my favourite part of the film, I think. Will is having breakfast. He's sitting down with, all of his new friends. You got this lady called Muntz, who he's neighbours with. And you've also got this Russian guy, doesn't speak English, but he farts a lot. And this old British guy who's very, he's very proper. And he likes the electric baths.
Ah, yes, the electric baths with the little guppies and nibble on your ball sack.
It's exactly direct quote. But then...
Almost directly a quote, yes.
Almost directly a quote.
Yeah.
Then we get a scene, where Will is like, I'm feeling a little bit faint. I'm going to get some food. And then everyone starts singing the Tube song.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Everyone's like, you've got to chew, chew, chew.
Yeah.
That is the thing to do.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it's another, it's a bit of a culty moment. They don't lean into the, it's a health cult very hard.
No.
I think they should have lent into that a bit more.
Will's the only character who's really in the cult. Mm-hmm. Or, he's getting the treatments and stuff.
Yeah, he's not in the... Well, yeah. He's in this cult and not a part of it.
Exactly, yeah.
He's like, this place is freaking whack.
Yeah.
Which is great.
If he was the main character and it was just him and Kellogg, I think it could have been perhaps better. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I still liked it as it is.
I didn't like his character, but...
That's fair. That's fair as well.
But yes, I get what you're saying, and I think even if it was just him and Dr. Kellogg's, I don't like his character, but I would have liked the film overall a bit more.
Yeah. He meets up with Kellogg, actually, at this point. They have a meeting. Kellogg is like, you have a pathetic stool.
Yes. Your stool is imperfect. My stool is perfect.
He goes on about it again.
Green and... Yeah.
If you were to smell it, you'd be like, does not smell of anything aside from lettuce and grass.
Yes, my stool is perfect. Now let's look at your penis.
He does that. Yes. He's got this camera, and the lens just zooms in, inches away, and he's like, oh, I see. I warn you, sir. No. An erection is a flagpole on your grave.
Yes.
And I can tell that you have already had it. Okay.
Yes.
That's a fun quote. An erection is a flagpole on your grave.
Yes. It is.
It is. Proven by science.
Proven by his science.
Yes. Which is not correct.
What do you mean, Sandro? All the scientific things were correct. He was healthy as a bull.
He was very healthy and does not die at the end of the film.
Yes.
This is also where he's like, I'm going to prescribe you, Will, with 15 gallons of yogurt.
Oh, right.
That shall be put up.
Where was my yogurt scene? I wanted to see him being force-fed yogurt. Where is the yogurt scene?
He gets prescribed yogurt, nothing happens.
I'm very sad.
Very annoying.
That feels like a scene that was cut that should have been in the film. I wanted to see them force-feed him yogurt.
That's the one scene that would have gotten this film banned in Australia.
What?
Just have a bunch of yogurt shoved down your face.
Okay, fair
Australian
enough.
Classification Board is like, no, not for my children.
I hate yogurt. I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like there was a lot they cut.
I feel like the yogurt scene was definitely cut.
Yes.
Because that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, no, that would have been real fun.
Maybe the Australian Classification Board would have preferred it if it was chocolate mousse.
Yeah, what?
Yep.
What?
The Australian Classification Board's pretty dumb, aren't they?
What? What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're even talking about. What is chocolate mousse got to do with anything? What?
It's like yogurt, but it's chocolate.
I get that, but why would they change the Australian Classification Board?
Because they don't make sense, Zach.
Yes,
that's the point.
I get it.
Why do they ban certain things?
Oh,
why is Hotline Miami 2 banned in Australia?
I don't know, Sandro.
Because there was yogurt, no chocolate mousse.
Okay, sure. I guess they're just big fans of chocolate mousse.
Yeah. There's this whole story arc going throughout this as well, where Will is romantic with chocolate mousse, and also Will being romantically involved with both his wife Eleanor
Yes.
his neighbor Muntz,
Yes.
and the nurse?
Yes.
Yes.
Sort of, except do we see any of the nurse things?
They make out at some point.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's about it.
Fair enough.
We see everything that he does with Muntz.
Yeah. And then she dies.
On top of me.
But she died, so
She was
good
a
on
good
her.
actor as well. She
But
she
you
was
see,
pretty
that
good.
sort of proves their theory because they had sex as she died.
That's true, but she was already very
No.
sickness. Because
So really, he should have had it they were right. Sex is death. See, that would have been a funny line to go on, where he is now convinced.
Well, there is a line very similar to that coming up in a bit as well.
Anyway.
But, yeah. Oh, this is where Lionel Badger shows up from the American Vegetation Society. He's the guy from Star Trek.
Lionel Badger. Yeah. I thought, I don't know. His character sucked, but I like the actor.
The actor's
So I'll give
good.
him a pass. Just because I really love Star Trek.
Yeah. So Beverly's a big fan of his, because of course she is.
Yes.
And she's talking to Eleanor and she says, yes, he wrote a fantastic article on the clitoris. And Eleanor's like, oh, but I thought you said he was a vegetarian.
But
Do you get it? Do you get the joke?
Yes, I get it.
He wrote an article on part of the
really
body.
don't need it. Of all the jokes to explain, this is the one I want you to least explain.
And then Eleanor was like, oh, but he's vegetarian. Why would he be interested in the... Do you get it?
I'd like you to leave that silence in. So...
It's such a stupid joke.
Yeah.
The jokes, the sex jokes in this film, where
Yes.
it's like, you just pack... just like taboo stuff in there.
Yeah,
you
and
say a
random.
word and people will laugh at it. It's that sort of like
No.
thing.
But that joke, I feel, is one of the good ones.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah, I like that joke. I liked one later on when it's like, I know what a colon looks like, and it doesn't stand up straight.
Yes.
And point at the sky.
Yeah. That one I didn't, but anyway.
That one was kind of funny because he was talking about his dick. All right.
Yeah.
So George.
Yep.
George shows up to the sanatorium.
Oh, right, and starts throwing, poop flakes at people. It's like cornflakes mixed with poop or something, and he starts throwing them at guests.
Because he's like, we gotta get rid of the cornflakes somehow.
Yeah.
Guess we'll just throw them at guests.
Why?
And mix it with...
See, this is I feel like if his character was more comedy and less creepy, because his character's way too creepy. That's the problem. It's not funny. It's just creepy, and you don't like his character.
No.
It's funny, but you don't like his character. Where if it was funny and you did he was a bit more of a goofball.
Yeah.
And he was doing this for the goof, not because he was just a massive creep. I would have loved his character, but anyway.
And he was just doing it because he was a creepy
Dr.
boy.
Kellogg's come in and is like, what the fuck?
And George is like, hey, give us a cuddle, daddy.
Yep, that's where that quote comes in.
Yep.
So
For the first time, he says it many times after this as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some guy dies of a heart attack, and then Will is like, oh, this guy's died, Muntz is dead, everyone's dying.
Yes.
If this is the healthiest place on earth, why is everyone dying?
Yes. Hey, this was good. I thought there was a good everyone's dying. Wait a minute, maybe this place isn't actually that healthy.
And I guess that he's now cured of the opium addiction, because then he goes to the pub and it's like, I'll have a beer and a whiskey chaser and give me the dirtiest burger you got. He meets up with John Cusack and they get smashed and they're just falling over each other in a bar singing songs.
And then he gives him $1,000, which is a lot.
Yeah, he does, because I guess Will's a rich boy.
Yes,
It's a good
he's
honor.
very rich.
Yeah. This is when we're introduced to Professor Kuntz. Very dangerous name to say on a podcast.
Yes.
That's
what does he do?
basically just a whole scene with Beverly trying to say it right.
Yeah, and then she gets a massage from him down below.
You might say a massage from the inside.
That's a quote and it hurts.
That is a quote. That is an actual quote.
So, Cusack's aunt is then coming down and she wants to see the factory that they never got. And so, of course, What's-His-Face is mad at the guy for ripping him off.
Yeah.
And he has a quote. It's like, you hooked me like a fish.
Yes.
You hooked me like a fish, Bender. You scaled me, you gutted me, you stuffed me, you fried me, chewed me up and swallowed me, and shat me out again.
It's a good quote.
That's a good quote.
That is a really good quote, yeah. But
Does he finally cut off ties with him at this point?
He tries to, but then the Bender just leaves.
Right, yeah.
He's just like, well, if the aunt's coming, I'm out of here.
So it's like he tries to... So he talks to him for a bit, he comes back the next day and he's gone.
It's just gone.
He leaves.
Yeah. And yeah, so then the aunt rocks up and talks to Cusack, and he's like, yeah, it's all going well, I guess. But Kellogg at this point has gotten word that they're using his name to sell cornflakes.
Yes.
And so Kellogg is like, hey, now come here, aunt. Your son's a liar. None of this is going on.
Yes.
And then basically... Cusack is like, that's not true. I'm going to run away now. And the police show up and they arrest him.
Yes.
Yep. Some pretty good, like, chase music at this point as well. It's very cartoony. And really fun.
And then we have Will finds his wife.
With Lionel Badger.
Yes, and this is where you get that quote where I was just massaging my colon.
Your colon? I know what a colon is, and it doesn't stick up in the air.
Yeah.
That's a good quote. It's a good quote.
Yeah.
And then Eleanor and Will, they're talking about like, look, we all cheated on each other. It's a big old cheating festival. Who cares? At least we're happy.
Yeah,
we're happy
now.
I guess we're cured of our unhappiness. Let's go be happy.
Well, yeah, no, because he feels great.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you're cured.
All right, let's
go.
Cool.
Let's go home.
Let's go.
So that's the end of their story.
Yep, so their story just ends then. Now for the conclusion of George's story.
Give us a cuddle, Daddy.
Yep.
He says that a bit more and then lights the place on fire.
Yeah, he lights the whole sanitarium on fire.
Again, he's less of a goofball, more of just a creepy arsonist. He's just like not an endearing character in any way.
But he keeps saying, give us a cuddle, Daddy, so many times that Kellogg, he gives him a cuddle, Daddy. And they hug, and then the place burns down, and then we get a bit of closure on some characters.
Yes. Dr. Kellogg's, he goes on to be super fit and healthy and famous, and then I think he's diving or something on a pier, and he just says he's the healthiest man alive, and he's going to live forever. He jumps and dies before he even hits the water.
That's pretty funny. He dies as a mid-somersault.
Yes, which is great.
Yeah.
Good ending for that character. I thought his character was played pretty well.
Yeah. It's good last scene. We got Cusack, who starts coke, basically.
Yes, he gets away because of the house being lit on fire. There's this huge scuffle. He managed to escape and then goes and starts Coca-Cola.
Yep.
So that's his story.
And Will and Eleanor have 3 daughters and they start a health food store.
Yep.
And that's the end.
Yep. What a weird film.
It is a weird
film.
And going through the synopsis does make me realize that the plot isn't very good.
No,
the story is not very good.
No.
But I enjoyed the experience of watching this film a lot.
Yes.
And
you can definitely say, because we know what we're going to rate it. But yeah.
Well, yeah, like I'm going to give it a goodie because I think it's very enjoyable to watch.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a good movie. It's kind of like Airheads.
Yeah,
On paper, it's not very good. But the performances, the general vibe of it.
Yes.
The props,
but
the way it's shot.
I enjoyed Airheads.
Yeah.
And I think that's very valid for you to give this one a goodie. I'm not going to. I'm going to give it an oldie. And because I'm not going to recommend this to anyone, I will recommend going online and finding a compilation of Dr. Kellogg's and watching his scenes because they're great.
There's some very good scenes. I enjoyed watching it in full, but yeah, I would say 100% just get a clip show of good Anthony Hopkins moments and silly sex jokes.
Yep.
And it's fun. So yeah, a goodie from me and oldie from you. We've been disagreeing a lot recently. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's time for that news segment that we do.
Raving reviews.
Oh, it went very well for the first episode last week. People like it. It's back again.
Now I have to do it again.
And again and again and again.
Yes.
Because that's how podcasts work.
Yeah.
We never change the formula.
Yes. We just add to it. So I have some ratings
Yep.
not from those biased media reviewers.
All those shills. Not
all those shills.
notice
No.
those.
Have to go to the common man of Rotten Tomatoes.
The you and me, the average Joe.
The average Joe. User reviews, and you have to guess the rating.
Alright.
This one's from Robert. Victorians are the weirdest people.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the review.
Right.
What do you think he rated this one?
2.
Nope, that is 3.5.
Oh, he liked it.
He thought Victorians, weird people, thought that was pretty good.
He likes weird Victorian movies.
Yeah.
Good on you,
yeah.
Robert.
We have Mike, username Mike. I like this dark and offbeat film. Great cast.
4.
3.
Oh,
Didn't
I disliked
hate
it more than Rob.
Yeah, disliked it more than Rob, but it is middle ground for him.
I mean, sorry, Robert. We're not on a point with
Oh,
Robert
yeah,
where we
yeah,
can call him Rob. Sorry.
Well, I am, but you're not.
Oh, okay. You know
Yeah.
Rob.
I've met
dad.
Robert.
It's your dad.
Well, it could have been. I don't know. I'll need to ask my dad. Username Brian.
Brian. All right.
I'm not sure what kind of humor you have to possess to find this funny,
right
but
one.
I don't have
Don't know what kind of.
it. What do you think he rated this one?
That's very funny. That's probably like a 2.
Yeah, that was a 1.5 from him.
1.5,
So yeah,
not far
that was a 2. Yeah, I agree with Brian. I don't know what kind of That's a
You've
good one.
got to have the wrong sense of humor.
2 stars, just for how strange this was. This was from username WNL.
And then, okay,
2 stars,
they put
just for how strange it was.
5 stars.
Nope. 4 stars.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Because usually when someone would put the rating in their review,
Yes.
they either give it nothing or everything.
Yes.
Because they don't see the stars.
Yes.
Begin with 4 stars.
Yeah. He overall thought it was a 2-star film, but gave it 2 stars just for how strange it was.
Alright, sure.
So there you go.
Sure.
And then we have username Girl on the White.
Alright.
A movie about getting your pipes cleaned. Which is very accurate.
Is that a Cabin Boy reference? I've cleaned my pipes.
Yeah, no, but to be fair, they do talk about getting your pipes cleaned
They do
a
do
lot
it a
in this
lot.
film.
Yeah, look, it's true. 3 stars, I'm going to
Yes,
say? Yeah.
correct.
Cool.
3 out of 5. And finally, we have Brendan.
Brendan.
I'm the only person I know that has actually seen this underground comedy, and it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Underground comedy.
Yeah.
Same, to be honest. 2.5.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I remember that from last
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why. But yeah, 2.5.
Yeah, you started remembering the numbers from this. So
2.5.
next time, we'll have some fresh quotes for a fresh movie.
Yeah, which we'll pick in a second. But first, sequel to The Road to Wellville.
Right, yes. I don't remember the sequel I came up for last time we recorded this, but I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the
I
military.
think it was Kellogg. It was a prequel.
Yes.
Where Kellogg joins the army and gives them all cornflakes to eat.
Oh, yeah, because he dies at the end, so I guess it has to be...
Or maybe it was in between cool.
Yeah, I think it's an in-between call. Yes, that's right. So the army is suffering from ill health as wars happen. There's a war that breaks out.
Yep.
Army suffering from ill health. So of course they have to get a health expert, and so they recruit Dr. Kellogg. Because they get ill health, the opposing army, whoever that is, captures them.
Yep.
Captures this platoon with him, and they find, there's Dr. Kellogg's here. He's super good with health. We're going to recruit him. And so the enemy recruits him, and their health deteriorates, and the Allies win. Because of their deteriorating health, and they all praise Dr. Kellogg's as a hero that helped their army.
The Allies win because Dr. Kellogg is wrong about health and kills the
Yes.
opposite army.
Yes,
That is
correct.
very good, and I am
That
a
is the
fan of
movie.
that. I would watch that. It's called
Healthy Bowels.
Healthy Pals. A war story.
Yes, a war story. Perfect. And it's a good 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That sounds like a 30%. Okay, Zach, my sequel.
Yep.
A little bit different to what I usually pitch.
Yep.
Imagine it's nighttime.
Uh-huh.
You're about to go to sleep. You're lying in bed.
Lying in bed, I'm nice and comfy. It's a little cold outside, but that's good. It's
Classic
a little chilly.
Melbourne weather. You got your heater on.
Yeah.
Just all tabs.
No, I don't like the heater on.
All right.
No, I wanted to be freezing.
All
in
right
my
then. You
room.
got your fan on.
No, I don't have anything on. Actually, you know what? I'll have my phone on.
Ooh.
Because it will be playing like rain or something on it, just to make that sort of staticky sound.
I do that sometimes.
So that it helps me get to sleep. So I'm all snug in my blanket.
Yeah.
And
then you hear a splat in the window.
That is a weird sound, seeing as I'm on the 12th floor of my building.
Someone somehow splattered the side of your window.
It was a bird or something, right? So I get up, I go check it out.
Yep.
What is this?
You go to the window.
Yep.
You hear footsteps behind you.
Okay, it's probably one of my 2 roommates.
Yeah.
Turn around.
There is George there, and he's standing there with his arms out, and he's saying, "Give us a cuddle, Daddy." My sequel is Cuddle. It's a horror film where George just hugs people. That's scary.
Do they die? Or do they just get cuddled?
They just get cuddled.
That's harassment. Get this guy arrested. I'm getting an arrest warrant for this guy.
Instead of your classic horror franchise where at the end of every film the main bad guy dies, at the end of this film
just gets arrested.
He gets a restraining order.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go find someone else.
Yep.
That's the sequels.
Yep.
There's 10 of them. There's 10 films.
This is a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes at best.
It's terrible.
But it's great.
But they make so many of them.
Yeah, what?
It crosses over with Friday the 13th at some point. It's Cuddle versus Jason.
They just give Jason a cuddle, and Jason's like, "This is the love that I needed."
Yeah.
And they become best friends.
Well, that is the episode of Road to Wellville. Thank you for listening, as always.
Yes, check out us on the Facebooks, on the Instagrams, on not SoundCloud, on the YouTubes,
yes,
on Spotify, on TuneIn, yes.
Hey, also, bonus episode coming out on Halloween Eve, 30th of October. We're doing a horror special. You watched The Puppet Masters.
Yep.
Was it scary?
No.
I watched Wes Craven's New Nightmare and also 6 other Nightmare on Elm Street films.
Oh, right. Yeah, you watched... Oh, wait, you actually did it?
I did
watched those films?
I did one a night for a week.
I am excited to see what you have to say about that. You'll have to check out the bonus episode.
Yeah, I have to check out the bonus episode to find out. On Wednesday, but first, next week, Zach, you got to pick what movie we're doing.
All right, well, what movies have we got?
Speaking of Halloween, you've got Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's the most faithful adaptation of the original novel.
October, it's Halloween season. Oh, what a perfect film.
Frankenstein. You also got Double Dragon.
Oh.
It is a video game adaptation.
Wait, what?
Of a fighting game. 2D fighting game.
Have we done a video game?
We haven't done a video game movie
yet.
But from what I could find out, there's a magic medallion, and 2 kids have got to take the medallion and martial arts their way through it.
Skip all of this garbage. Because we've already recorded this, and I know which one I want to pick. It's Double Dragon.
Your other option was The War. Elijah Wood.
The Double Dragon. Although Elijah Wood did something.
Yeah, it's him being like, "Hey, Dad, you got PTSD. Let's hang out." But okay, we're doing Double Dragon.
Yeah, no. I wanted to do the video game one, and I wanted to do
Is it because you hate yourself?
Yes.
And you want to put yourself through some garbage?
No, I want to put you through this garbage, Sandra.
I just watched 7 Elm Street movies.
Yep.
Alright, let's wrap it up with our favourite quote from Road to Wellville.
Yes. So I have my quote from the movie. I'm not sure what kind of viewing you have to possess to find this funny, but I don't have it.
That's a review, but it counts.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Thank you, Brian. You and I see on the same level.
Hey, what do you think my quote's going to be?
I don't know.
Cuddle me, daddy.
No.
Cuddle me, daddy. Do you think this film came out before Daddy was creepy?
Yes.
Because Jim Carrey said it a lot in The Mask as well.
No. It's only recently that Daddy's become such a...
Ugh. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, no.
Ugh.
Cuddle me, Daddy.
No!